You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us today. Our top story on this Friday, a Broward County community coming together to mourn the lives lost in this week's deadly school shooting, all while some students take to the streets to take a stand against gun violence. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more from Parkland.
Today, this shattered community is clinging to whatever strength they can as they mourn the lives of the 17 people brutally shot to death at this Parkland, Florida high school. This father's two kids were inside the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School when the shooting happened. His son made it out safe, but his 14-year-old daughter, Jamie Gutenberg, did not.
Jamie was such a special kid. All of the kids here are.
This parent also in anguish over the loss of his child.
No person should have to suffer this. No person should have to lose their son or their daughter or their spouse.
Some students in South Florida are taking their anguish, anger, and disbelief to the streets. Chopper video shows students at a nearby high school protesting against acts of gun violence. This as police release more details leading up to the horrific shooting. Police say 19-year-old suspect Nicholas Cruz took an Uber to his former school, walking into the building armed with a legally purchased AR-15 rifle concealed inside a black case. Police say Cruz started shooting into classrooms, going floor by floor before walking out of the building by blending in with students trying to escape the horror. He was caught about an hour later, but his capture not easing the grief of those who have lost a loved one.
Parents, love your kids, hold your kids, kiss your kids, and don't ever, ever miss the chance to tell them how much you love them. I love all of you.
The funerals for two of the victims, both students, will be held today. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Parkland, Florida.
Here on the Suncoast, a group is calling for stricter gun laws. About 100 people gathering along US 41 at the Bayfront, along Sarasota's Bayfront yesterday, holding signs pushing for better gun control laws. Sarasota's chapter of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence organized the protest. Participants say they want change and they want it now, especially following the shooting massacre in Broward County.
What I'm hoping happens out here by us is a raising of awareness. Among other things, we have more people now who will be making calls to legislators, and Sarasota sees us, and that's important. They need to know there are a lot of us out here who care about this issue.
This group plans to get together in the same spot every Thursday afternoon. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office assuring parents and students that a picture circulating on social media is not a local threat. The Sheriff's Office received reports of a Snapchat message that showed a teenager partially masked holding what appears to be an AR-15. The photo includes a caption saying "Round 2, Florida, tomorrow." Detectives say they have confirmed it's a picture of a teen in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, and that teen has been arrested. Remember, for the latest on the shooting and other breaking news, plus up-to-the-minute first alert forecast, go to our app. You can find it in your app store under WWSB or My Suncoast. In other news, a former corporate CEO spoke in Sarasota this morning about what he calls the growing skills gap in our economy. ABC 7's Ray Collins is back from the Ritz-Carlton with details on his remarks. Ray?
Scott, lots of jobs are going unfilled due to a lack of the correct education. Those are the words of the former CEO of Siemens USA, a manufacturing company based in Germany. Eric Spiegel spoke at the 2018 annual chamber breakfast this morning. He told the group about the importance of keeping up with the changing economy. The Harvard and Dartmouth grad says surveys are showing 60% of the jobs in 20 years don't even exist today.
Well, I think for Sarasota, look, there's a lot of people moving to Florida. Millions of people will be moving here over the next decade. Sarasota doesn't have a major university, although they do have some colleges and they do have some technical schools and community college. It's a perfect place to start developing the kinds of technical skills for the digital world that will attract companies here going forward.
Dozens of Sarasota County companies attended the annual chamber event, including a staff from ABC 7. Not sure how those two guys snuck in. The chamber is 98 years old, big centennial in just 2 years. Scott, back to you.
Yeah, very informative program this morning by the chamber. Thank you so much, Ray. And pretty nice weather here on the Suncoast as well. Feels kind of humid out there to me this morning.
It was a little humid. We had a little bit of patchy fog around. The west coast of Florida was socked in, though, up around the Big Bend region down through about as far south as Pinellas County, and a little bit of it kind of creeped into Anna Maria and Holmes Beach and Terracea around in there, but it wasn't too terribly bad. But yeah, it's an indication of how much moisture there is, and there'll be more moisture around, I think, over the weekend as well as our winds start to shift a little more southwest, but still comfortable. Yeah. Still pleasant enough. Got the windows open at home right now, so it's not too bad. We are looking at a very pleasant day today. Actually, here's the Cortez Bridge webcam. We'll put it into motion, and you will notice a brief period of time there where the fog kind of settled in. Hard to see in the distance the barrier islands, but you know what? That kind of lifted pretty quickly as the sun rose, and we're now left with some pretty nice conditions out there. Lots of sunshine most everywhere you look. There are some still patches of fog offshore. This is a forecast for tomorrow, and you can kind of see the fog will maybe be a little bit worse of a problem tomorrow morning. Kind of building near the coast, moving inland, then retreating just as rapidly during the dawn hours of the morning tomorrow. Talk about that more in a few minutes. Right now, not a lot in the way of cloud cover around. A few fair weather clouds in inland areas, but certainly plenty of sunshine to help boost our temperature into the lower 80s today. And then overnight tonight, we'll see those temperatures falling back into the 60s. We'll have that complete forecast for you coming up in a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you so much. ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joins us now with a check of the day on Wall Street so far. And it appears we've been seeing more green than red this week, Jeff.
Scott, that's a nice thing to see for sure. 4.25% for the Dow. S&P's 4.25% as well for the week. NASDAQ's leading the way, about 5.5% for the week. We know the 10-year Treasury's right around 2.8%. Oil's just under $61 a barrel, so those have dropped just a little bit. And we know Campbell's Soup, unfortunately, came out with some pretty bad numbers, so did Kraft Heinz, as well as Schmuckers. The good news, Coca-Cola was positive and is trading up. You know, I always wake up and I look at the futures, and again, they were positive this morning, so let's see how we're currently trading. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 125 points, 25,326, up 0.5%. NASDAQ up 24.76 points, up 0.35%, trading at 7,281. While the S&P is positive as well, up 12, almost 13 points, 2,743, up 0.46%.
Well, Jeff, now that investors can take a little bit of a breath, should they be concerned about some of this volatility we've been seeing?
Scott, we should not be concerned right now. This is very normal. This last week, 4 out of the 5 days have been up over 1% for the S&P 500. We have not seen that number since 2011. Let's recap 2018. Again, we're only 1.5 months in, but the Dow and the S&P are up about 2.25%. NASDAQ again leading the way, about 5.25% in the positive. And I like to share a little story. I was skiing last week, so I missed all this downside, and I did get a lot of texts from my father saying I could never take a vacation again. But just to put this in perspective, the Dow was trading 2 weeks ago Monday, 24,345. It's currently at 25,252. S&P again was 2,648, currently 2,733. So my point is, this is normal. And if I wouldn't have looked at the markets last week, I would have not known the market was down. But I obviously was on the ski slopes, and it was down, but it was just 1 week. This is very common. It's called a correction. It's not a bear market. It's only a correction, about 10%. On average, the market every year goes down about 14% at some point throughout there. Okay. 10% in a bull market, so this is very common, very normal. We don't want to panic. Keep with our plan.
And no cast or anything? So
no cast. I'm walking.
Okay,
yeah,
huh?
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Thanks, Jeff.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why a major dog food company is pulling several popular brands from the shelves. And then later in the hour, a closer look at some of the most dangerous intersections on the Suncoast. We'll look at #1 on the list coming up.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Head over to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota, where you'll always get better prices and a bigger selection. Like the area's largest selection of 7-passenger vehicles. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $25,999. Or load up the family in your new Dodge Grand Caravan for just $20,999. Drive away in a new Dodge Journey for as little as $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it doesn't take much to watch our temperatures start to rise across the region. They're already starting to bounce up there toward the 80-degree mark. We've got 76 degrees in Sarasota, and we've got 77 degrees in Lakewood Ranch. We've got temperatures across the region that are generally in the upper 70s, except that at Longboat Key where it's right along the water there, and of course the temperatures are a little bit cooler there. We're looking at temperatures that are about the 70-degree mark. So across the region right now, southwesterly wind is starting to establish itself at the airport, southwest at about 9. We have a dew point value of 64, and that I think is going to rise just a little bit thanks to that southwest component to the wind. 76, as I mentioned, officially at the airport with lots of sun around. You can see a few of the clouds that are beginning to form, kind of streaming in from the Gulf waters and beginning to form in inland areas. You know, if you look at the direction of those streaks of cloud, those rolls of cloud, why you can kind of certainly make out that we have a southwesterly wind flow, even aloft a little bit. So that will definitely, I think, be key to a forecast over the next 24 hours. I'll tell you why in a sec. By 3 o'clock today, we'll probably get up to about 82 degrees. Taper it off into the evening hours at 72 or so. Should be a perfect evening with just a little mix of fair weather skies and clear skies. We'll look for 66 during midnight hour, and then when you wake up tomorrow morning, fog, I think, will be around, especially near the coastline, 62 at that point, but the fog should burn off pretty quickly. Future forecast put into motion shows what we're talking about. We have this southwesterly wind flow that's developing here. Temperatures across the region in the upper 70s, probably topping out in the 80s in many locations, maybe even mid-80s inland. And then as we head into the evening and possibly into the overnight particularly, we'll start to see a little bit of that sea fog begin to roll in, I think, in places, leading to a better potential for some foggy conditions out in Gulf waters and along the coastline during the morning hours. And then we'll start to switch those winds around to a more northwesterly direction, and the fog will begin to retreat. Here's another view of that same model. Winds out of the southwest, and then the fog begins to move a little bit closer to us as we develop that westerly and eventually even a northwesterly motion that brings down some of that fog from the north. So we'll watch and see if that develops. Of course, Bob will have an update for you at 5 o'clock on that potential fog issue, but it does look like that could be a problem tomorrow morning, particularly for mariners, if you want to get the boat out there early on in the morning, could be an issue. Frontal boundary kind of meandering through parts of the mid-Atlantic, deep south, and into areas of actually the Four Corners. High pressure will be our dominant weather feature, and that'll be sticking with us right through the weekend, kind of ensuring us just beautiful weather. West wind comes in at about 5 to 10 today, kind of settling down to about 5 later on tonight. That'll bring us smooth conditions. Nice weekend for boating, except for the fog. 81 degrees today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Then we start to heat up just a little bit on Monday, and I think next week we have the potential of being in the mid-80s. And even, I think, a potential for some inland locations, inland locations, to be in the upper 80s next week. Scott?
Just too soon for all that. All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, dog food is being pulled off the shelves across the country over concerns it may contain a euthanasia drug. J.M. Smucker is voluntarily taking several brands of food away after a new report shows traces of a drug inside, but the FDA has not recalled any of the brands so far. For a full list of the brands affected by the report, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and look for this story. Rising home prices and now higher mortgage rates could push prospective buyers out of the market. The cost of borrowing to buy a home keeps going up, and that could hurt home sales. At a time when home prices are at an all-time high in many markets, higher interest rates could be an obstacle for potential buyers. Freddie Mac says the average rate on a 30-year fixed-rate loan now stands at just under 4.4%. That's the highest level in nearly 4 years. Southwest Airlines announcing 5 new nonstop routes, when one of them will be available for travelers here on the Suncoast. Southwest will start offering 1 daily nonstop flight from Tampa International Airport to Los Angeles starting in August. Delta and Spirit also offer nonstop service to LA. Time now to check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who's joining us live today from Empicurious Market and Bistro in the Gulfgate neighborhood of Sarasota. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, Scott. What a great way to start the weekend. I found this little gem several weeks ago and stopped in and bought some empanadas and then came back for dinner. It's wonderful. They feature so many cool things that you're going to see throughout the hour. We're going to go over in the lunchroom area. This is what they consider the dinner room area and the dancing area, because they have Latin nights. They have all sorts of different music nights, and you should look on their website because they are often reservation only, but it's so much fun. You're going to be with me to try empanadas, gluten-free empanadas, Peruvian cheese breads, black bean taste, so many delicious things, all homemade here at Empicurious, and kombucha cocktails. What could be better? So stay with me throughout the hour as we show you the 2 sides of a lovely gem in Gulfgate called Empicurious. I think you're going to find it delicious, and I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This holiday season, show a little imagination. For her, how about a visit to the spa or an evening at a fine restaurant? For him, it could be a round of golf on a world-class course or gear from the pro shop. You'll find these gifts and more at rtjgolf.com/gift cards. RTJ gift cards and resort cards are easy to wrap and never go out of style. Whether it's a good drive, a great steak, or relaxation at the spa, find it at rtjgolf.com/gift cards.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Now, lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $239 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We have Hero here. Marcia joins us now with an adoptable pet. Marcia, of course, founder of Dante's Den. Marcia, tell us about this baby here. Hero, right?
Hero, but it is spelled H-I-R-O. And he is approximately 7 to 8 years old. He is a full-bred Akita, and you know we've had some beautiful Akitas up here. He certainly rounds out the selection that we've had. He has a little bit of a sad story. We do think that he was abused along the way. He was found as a stray in another county and brought actually to Dante's Den. And we are so proud of our association with Florida Akita Rescue. We do keep some of their dogs up by us, and we love working with them because, you know, we're able to pull out all of the goodness, and this dog has nothing but goodness in him.
Sweetheart.
He is a sweetheart. He loves to go for long walks. He can outwalk me, which is not too hard these days, but he can certainly get going at it. He loves to ride in cars, just absolutely loves it. And he's very alert. And you know, we have a lot of security cameras around Dante's Den, and there's so many. Oh, you see, there he goes.
Good night. Okay,
Good night.
we're out. Had his meal. That's it. Time for a nap now.
But the only thing is that he doesn't have his little baby rabbit. We gave him a little baby, obviously stuffed toy rabbit, and this rabbit he keeps with him all night, and he moves around his den, sleeps well, and takes that rabbit right along with him. So
he's
they just
bonded.
don't get, he has bonded with it.
Now, you were saying maybe because of the potential that he was maybe hurt a little bit at some point along the line, that he would probably like a quiet home?
Very quiet home, John. And I would also say he needs to be the king of his castle.
Okay.
Because as you know, Akitas are extremely protective of their owners.
Yes.
And once they bond with you, they're going to make sure that you are safe no matter what. So
and very loyal, wonderful
very
dogs.
loyal, very loyal. And this guy is, you know, he's healthy, he's got beautiful coloring, and I would say that he's got a number of good years left.
Well, let's get him a home today, Marcia. How do they contact you?
Well, they can contact Akita Rescue Society of Florida at 603-289-8899.
And this is Hero. And aside from the fact that he just wants a calm, gentle home, does he have any health issues?
None that we
Good
are
shape,
aware.
right?
He's in great shape, yes, and he is a wonderful walker.
There you go. Thank you, Marcia, for bringing him in today.
John.
I appreciate it. Let's jump over to Judy and see what's cooking. Hey, Judy.
Hey there, John. I have to tell you, we are so coming here for lunch or dinner. I want you to meet Alfonso, one of the owners. Tell us a little bit about Epicurious and how you started this wonderful little business.
We started 2 years ago in Anna Maria Island as a production concept. And we ran an operation out of Anna Maria Community Center. We did delivery and pop-ups and all that kind of stuff and built a production business out of there and grew it. Got a following, and decided to expand here into Sarasota.
Well, it's really fun being in Gulfgate because it's so eclectic and ethnic and things like that. Now, you continue to evolve. Describe the difference, like when you come in here for lunch and when you come in here for dinner.
Yes, when starting this concept, this is my first food startup. I've done several. I'm a technology guy from back in the day. This is my first food startup. And one of the things you learn in tech is never trust your crazy ideas too much. You want to be creative, you want to get excited, but you want to iterate and test, iterate and test.
Right.
And so not really sure what this retail environment would do for us, we decided to try both of our concepts at the same time. So we have on one side a market where our grab-and-go stuff and easy lunch and coffee and empanadas, they open from 11 to closing time. And then on the other side, we have our bistro. We have our full service, table service, craft cocktail bar, live music and dancing, and want to just try both sides of those to see what customers will respond to.
Well, that's what makes it so fun. So since we came here to set up, there have been probably 30 people coming in for empanadas to go. You're putting a focus not only on this fresh, clean, bright, flavorful food, but you're also putting some emphasis to help our friends out that are vegan or gluten-free.
Yes, the idea is that that healthy food doesn't have to suck, you know, and that we bring to the table this idea of infusing both the ethnic cuisines. We do 10 cuisines that we rotate every week. And from starting next week, we're going to do something called What the Food Wednesdays. And so we'll turn the menu and go around between those 10 different offerings. And we have lots of vegan products. We have the only vegan empanadas in town that I'm aware of. We have lots of gluten-free things. We have all kinds of really interesting bowls and chopped, you know, vegetables and things that are really interesting, very, very flavorful, and span from Spain to the Middle East to Cuba, all over the world.
And we're going to get to talk about these specific dishes that range from all over the world in just a few minutes. So stay with me, Alfonso, and stay with us, viewers, because we're coming back to try some of this food, and you'll get to know all about Epicurious cuisine.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
On the next Black Almanac.
And one of the beautiful parts about the community, at that particular time, the community was very, very functional. You know, we were going through Jim Crow and segregation, but the community the community thrived. The community had it had an economic base. You know, it had an economy. And the economy was because we had to spend money with each other.
Sunday morning at 7:30 on ABC 7.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us young.
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best. All on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
On Capitol to reach an agreement on immigration this week. Plus, we'll reveal the most dangerous intersection on the Suncoast and how grocery delivery services are changing the future of shopping.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story this half hour. The Senate had an open debate on immigration this week, but failed to turn those talks into votes. ABC's Tara Palmari has more on the future of the DACA program.
The Senate voted on 4 separate immigration bills, but failed to pass a single one. President Trump blamed the Democrats, tweeting, "Cannot believe how badly DACA recipients have been treated by the Democrats. Totally abandoned. Republicans are still working hard." But Democrats complain that the White House's threat to veto the bipartisan bill backed by Republican Senator Lindsey Graham led to its failure.
The only way I see a solution is for the president to grab the reins back and lead himself.
This after a month-long push to find the solution for Dreamers, those undocumented immigrants brought to the country illegally as children. The clock is ticking. They're set to lose their protection on March 5th.
I thought our friends across the aisle would jump at this opportunity to fulfill what they say is their top priority. But they just couldn't take yes for an answer.
President Trump supported Iowa Senator Grassley's bill because it offers a pathway to citizenship for Dreamers in exchange for cutting back severely on immigration.
This is it, in a sense. Only plan that can become law, because the president said he would sign it.
But just 39 senators voted for the measure, gaining the least support of any of the bills. A sticking point for the president is the wall along the southern border. He wants billions of dollars in funding for a campaign promise.
While the Senate says they'll try again after their recess, there's no reason to believe that the outcome will be any different. Tara Palmari, ABC News, Washington.
Here at home, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies charge an illegal alien for forcing a 16-year-old to engage in a sexual relationship. Investigators say Noe Ramirez Lopez refused to let the teen go to school and force her to have sex with him. In fear for her safety and immigration status, the victim did not report what happened until she was assaulted in front of her employer. Ramirez Lopez was deported back in August with a ban not to return to the United States. Former presidential candidate Mitt Romney is officially running for the U.S. Senate. Romney said in a short video posted to social media he will run for Senate from Utah, a state where he established his permanent residency back in 2014. Senator Orrin Hatch currently holds that seat and has already announced plans to retire. Voters will head to the polls to vote on that Senate seat in November. High above the Earth this morning, astronauts stepped outside the International Space Station for their third spacewalk of 2018. They spent about 3 hours outside the station. Flight engineers were tasked with moving components for the station's robotics system into long-term storage. NASA calls today's spacewalk, though, a big success. I would love to just be up there to see that view for a little while.
Don't you know? Wouldn't that be just spectacular?
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
You wouldn't get any work done because you'd just be, wow, look at that.
Oh, exactly.
There's Australia, you know.
Exactly. They must have to schedule some downtime for these astronauts just to enjoy the view.
To look out the window.
They'd have to. They just have to. Beautiful, beautiful weather for us today. You know, we had a little bit of patchy fog out there. As the winds shift a little bit more to the southwest, we might see more of that coming our way tomorrow morning. Really, fog was not a big issue for us today, though. As you look at the Sarasota Bay webcam, put it into motion. Nice, right? A lot of blue sky out there. A few fair weather clouds building mostly in inland areas. Seas are pretty quiet as well, so it's a pretty nice day for boating. As we head into this evening and into tomorrow, I think sailors may have a little bit of problem getting some wind under the hats, but otherwise, I think motoring should be just fine. Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around anywhere, and the satellite view showing only those fair weather clouds building along inland areas. As we head into the afternoon, we'll watch those temperatures get into the 80s across the region. And then into the evening hours with a mix of a few fair weather clouds and a lot of sunshine, we'll see temperatures start to fall as we get into dusk and then into darkness. Temperatures will fall into the 70s, and overnight tonight, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll be in the low to mid 60s, and we'll be watching for that fog to form. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. New at noon, US 41 is back up to speed after a fatal motorcycle crash slowed traffic this morning in Manatee County. That crash happening at the intersection of 41 and Pearl Avenue, which is just north of the airport. Troopers say a motorcycle rider collided with a Honda Civic. The motorcycle rider died at the scene. No word yet on what led to the crash or who was at fault. If your daily routine includes time spent in traffic, you know there are some hot spots around the Suncoast. All this week, we've been counting down the top 5 most dangerous intersections. Today, ABC 7's Marla Spence wraps up our special report with the #1 most dangerous intersection here on the Suncoast.
This is the front bumper of a car involved in an accident earlier this week, and it sits on the corner of what's considered to be the #1 dangerous intersection on the Suncoast.
Saw that a couple days ago. Actually, the car was turning. It was yellow, and he wasn't going to make it, so he hurried up and sped, and the other guy was coming from this side, and they both tried to beat the yellow light, and they just ended up hitting each other.
And traffic and accidents like the one Suncoast resident David Betts explained are not unfamiliar to 14th Street West and 53rd Avenue West.
There's always 2 lanes of traffic. People aren't looking. Everybody's in a hurry trying to get through. The lights changes so quick, and then people are running the yellow. It's just a mess.
I've got almost hit too many times on this corner. It's only for the grace of God watching over me that wasn't hit. But there's certain few, they're all in a big hurry. If they left a little bit earlier for work, they wouldn't be in such a big hurry.
Besides these concerns, a state trooper tells ABC 7 other common causes for accidents and crashes at this intersection are distracted driving, violation of the right-of-way, and failure to stop for a steady red light. Staff at the Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization, or the MPO, say this intersection tops the other 4 dangerous intersections on the Suncoast due to its high severity crash rate of a 2.0. This means there are more speeding cars at this intersection than others. About 50,000 cars travel through this intersection daily.
I travel this way every morning to go to work, back and forth through 70. Between 11 and 5 o'clock, it's always busy.
Although the number of cars are fewer at this intersection compared to others we've been mentioning all week, this intersection still comes in at #1 due to how severe accidents have been in the past. Other contributing factors could also be the lack of bike lanes at this intersection. The MPO is working with FDOT and road engineers to see whether bike lanes would be in the future for this intersection. In the meantime, drivers, as always, are advised to drive with caution on Suncoast roads, as well as the top 5 dangerous intersections. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you. Well, gone are the days of only being able to get your groceries by going to the store. ABC 7's Stephanie Webb shows us the latest delivery service choices here on the Suncoast. Stephanie?
Thanks, Scott. Well, between work-at-home jobs, streaming movie services, and now grocery delivery services, you may never have to leave home again. Thanks to new apps like Shipt and Instacart, you can simply shop for your groceries online from places like Publix and Target, just to name a few, and have them delivered right to your doorstep. Now, while you do save time when it comes to convenience, you won't necessarily save money. You do need to read that fine print.
Remember is that none of these grocery delivery services come for free. Every one of them has some sort of fee, whether it's a yearly membership or a per delivery fee. And those per delivery fees could change based on time of day, demand. So you need to think about, is it worth getting groceries delivered for $11? But if you're trying to save money or cut back on your grocery budget, you know, it's not a perfect system. You still have to be aware of what you're spending.
Option is ordering your groceries online and just picking them up at the store instead. Walmart's same-day curbside delivery, now that one allows you to do just that. No delivery fees on this one. You simply pull into a designated area, they load up your car, and then you're on your way. So lots of options out there for groceries. Scott?
It is changing rapidly. All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. Happening today, your first chance to get a bird's eye view of Robinson Preserve in Manatee County from inside a brand new Treehouse Education Center. The Mosaic Center for Nature, Exploration, Science, and Technology, or NEST Learning Center, will open to the public this afternoon. The nest is surrounded by 150 acres of the preserve. The county is in the process of expanding it, and once it's completed, there will be canoe and kayak launches, mangrove islands, a 5K track, walking trails, and restored wetlands. You can also get a sneak peek of the Nest Center during a ribbon cutting. That ceremony starts at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Happening this weekend, up to 25,000 people are expected at the 36th annual Cortez Commercial Fishing Festival. The two-day event has lots of fresh seafood, of course, live music, exhibits, and kids' activities. The festival is sponsored by the Florida Institute for Saltwater Heritage, or FISH, which is dedicated to preserving the heritage of Florida's maritime communities. MCAT will offer park and ride shuttle service to and from the festival for $1.50 each way. Parking is in the GT Bray Park, and shuttles will run from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. In Sarasota County, another big event happening this weekend. Hundreds of motorcycle riders will be here for Thunder by the Bay. The event moving to the Sarasota County Fairgrounds this year, and there is a busy lineup of live music scheduled. There will also be bike stunt shows, food vendors, a charity ride, a fireworks show on Saturday night. The Bikes on the Main block party, it will kick off at 7 o'clock tonight. That happens on Main Street in downtown Sarasota, and proceeds from the festival will go to the nonprofit Suncoast Charities for Children, which serve children and adults with special needs. Time to get back to Judy Gallagher, who's joining us live today from Epicurious Market and Bistro in Gulf Cape. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, Scott. Well, Alfonso, I just say let's just go right in and start describing.
Okay, so we have a variety of things here that we feature both here on our market side as well as some of on the bistro. You will come here for lunch and typically find things like this. This is our Brazilian cheese spread over here, gluten-free, made with a root flour blend, served with a tahini hummus and an eggplant escabeche with some citrus. Here we have a minted lentil and quinoa salad with a mint mayo over the top. Here we have our jicama apple and cabbage slaw served over greens. On this board, we have a flight of empanadas. We have the only vegan empanadas in town that I'm aware of, and two of these are vegan that we use. And we've got 4 different varieties, vegetable bangra, beef tango, mushroom flamenco, and a Cuban. This is roast pork, ham and Swiss, and pickles in an empanada.
I tried it, and it was so delicious. Now let's talk about this dish.
Okay, this is a also Brazilian cheese bread stuffed with some of the goodies that we have from the empanadas. These are our spiced yuca fries. And over here, we have one of our mains that we might serve in the bistro. We have a pork with a chorizo over the top and a purple potato parfait. Over to the right, we have what we call fruit of the Sahara. That's a Middle Eastern Sahara spices that we make with scallop and shrimp and figs and dates over the top of that. Towards this way, we have chicken garlic soca. So that's a West Indian spice, sweet plantain over rice with our slaw over the top of that. In the middle, we have another vegan dish, a vegetable bangra. There's chickpeas, potatoes, ginger, onions, and my Indian spices, not too hot, very powerful in flavor. And over this end, we have our infamous and famous Cuban black beans over organic brown rice, avocado, and cilantro over the top.
Now you're going to be even expanding more than all this and going into tacos on Tuesday, do I understand?
We are indeed. We're going to be doing something called Bigger Than Taco Tuesday. Well, we'll be doing taco implementations that are not typical, and we'll add that and increase that to our menu.
It sounds great, but remember to stay with me because we still have homemade desserts coming up and they are fantastic. We're at Epicurious and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Come experience the rugged capability and luxurious comfort of a new Ram truck and get big savings during Ram Truck Month at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $25,999. Or save big and get $13,300 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your Couch Coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. Now, your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at temperatures that are closing in on that 80-degree mark across the region. We're in the upper 70s in most locations, with a few places that are in the lower 70s. That's mostly right along the immediate coastline. We have at the airport a temperature that's 76 degrees. We have a dew point value of 64, which should be rising now that we have a southwest wind coming in at about 9 to help push some of that moisture back onshore from Gulf waters. Across the region, you can make out what's going on with that southwest wind by these clouds building and the streets that they are forming, kind of pointing in the direction of the winds. And that is what we'll see, I think, through the remainder of the afternoon. None of these are really going to be rain producers, but they do indicate that onshore flow that's beginning to establish itself, in part because of a sea breeze and in part because of shifting winds that will initially come out of the southwest and the west and maybe eventually northwest by tomorrow morning. That's going to take fog, as in this projection that shows dawn fog moving inland and then retreating just as fast. So as it does that, we get a period of fog perhaps during the morning hours, sea fog particularly close to the coastline, and then we'll watch that mix away and bring us a mostly sunny sky right through the next several days. For today, 82 degrees by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Should be lovely this afternoon. That westerly breeze kind of keeping the coastline just a little cooler as it develops on. And then 72 degrees by 7 p.m. with pretty much clear skies out there. Should be a nice sunset tonight, you know, filling the sky with beautiful colors. Then as we head into the overnight period, dropping into the 60s, and tomorrow morning, that fog around. We'll watch the fog probably start to come at us from the north. Now, this morning we had a kind of a southeast wind, so the fog that formed was pushed back out into the Gulf. Now, that's not going to happen so much tomorrow morning, I think, if we get this wind shift, as I think we will. A frontal boundary stuck to the north will have no impact on us whatsoever, as that high pressure ridge is our dominant weather feature. West wind at about 5 to 10 should be a beautiful boating weekend with smooth conditions over many of the waters for a long period of time. 81 degrees today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. Then we'll start to warm things up as we head into Monday. Nighttime temperatures will also rise as we get a little more humid around here. And then in the days to come, Tuesday and Wednesday, be approaching the mid-80s, I think, and some maybe interior sections might even be in the upper 80s. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. We have breaking news right now out of Washington State, where Highline College is on lockdown after reports of gunfire on campus. This is a live look right now from that scene. You can see police there. The college says in a Facebook post that they are on lockdown and have asked students and faculty to close their doors and windows. We'll have more on this breaking story throughout the day here on ABC7. In HealthSmart, a new study suggests kidney stones are on the rise in the U.S. Here's Reed Binion with more.
A study published in the journal Mayo Clinic Proceedings says kidney stones may be increasing among both men and women in the U.S. Young women ages 18 to 39 had the highest increase in cases from 1984 to 2012. Kidney stones are relatively common and affect around 10% of people at some point in their lives. They are painful and can cause renal colic that comes in waves and spreads from the lower back to the inner thigh. Most kidney stones are made up of calcium salts, including calcium oxalate or calcium phosphate. To reduce the chance of getting kidney stones, stay hydrated and reduce sodium intake. Heavy exercise and activity that causes heavy sweating can lead to kidney stones. It's also important to get the calcium you need. Getting too little calcium in your diet can cause oxalate levels to rise and cause kidney stones. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, look out where a giant alligator is turning heads in Manatee County. He is big.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru True Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
The violence has to stop. We cannot lose another child in this country to violence in a school.
A nation in mourning after another school shooting, 17 dead at a Florida high school. What are our president and governor doing? I'm Alan Cohn. Will discuss at the trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Well, it's a perfect time, right as the weekend is approaching us, to sit down and have a variety of desserts. From guava cheese empanadas to their special vegan, lovely Valentine's special. They're going to have all weekend long with chocolate. What I love are the flights of desserts to get a little bit of everything from tres leches cake, chocolate mousse, cream cheese flan, homemade meringue and tangerine cake. This is so beautiful. Now, they also have things to go, like their meringues and different cookies, even some pickled papayas and different salts. So there's so much of a different variety that you can enjoy. You can take everything home, or you can have things like tiramisu right here as you tuck into Epicurious. Remember, I do recommend reservations at night and get on your dance shoes because I think it's going to be a really fun time here. Epicurious is located in Gulfgate. It's the perfect spot for delicious international cuisine, and I can't wait for the cream cheese flan. It made my weekend. Have a delicious weekend, everybody, and make sure you come out to Epicurious sometime soon and enjoy it. Scott, have a great weekend, and I'm sending it back to you.
Judy, thank you so much. You too. In entertainment news today, one of the TV's most critically acclaimed shows is losing its star. 73-year-old Jeffrey Tambor will not be back for season 5 of the show Transparent. Amazon confirms the news but will not say why. Tambor has been accused of sexual harassment by 2 people who work for the show, claims he continues to deny. Actors Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux have revealed they have been separated since late last year. The couple, who wed back in 2015, said they intended to keep their decision private but felt forced to reveal it after seeing increased tabloid gossip. The couple also said that even though they're separated, they plan to remain friends and continue to support each other. A surprise wedding. Amy Schumer is now a married woman. The 36-year-old comedian quietly tied the knot with chef Chris Fisher in a private ceremony this week in front of close friends and family in Malibu. Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Lawrence, Jake Gyllenhaal among those who were at the wedding. Schumer and Fisher have only been dating a few months, but she posted to Instagram yesterday, quote, "No, I'm not pregnant." Finally this hour, the giant alligator that rose to social media fame back in 2016 spotted again at the Buffalo Creek Golf Course in Manatee County. Chubbs is about 15 feet long and has been featured in several viral videos. This newest video, posted by Buffalo Creek's general manager, shows Chubbs walking near the 8th hole of the golf course. Florida Fish and Wildlife warned that if golfers see an alligator, no matter how large or small, try to keep a safe distance. Let them be. And if your golf ball's near the gator, just drop another one. Yeah, and move on. That is
I hope
huge.
they're not feeding him. I guess they're not. People aren't feeding him,
Right.
as they
I hope not,
go
yeah.
by.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that ever. Yeah. Anyway, nice day today. Plenty of sunshine. Bob, of course, will have the latest on that fog potential tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you, John. Thank you for joining us. See you again. Bye.